The Bilderberg Group is rumored to have their hands in everything from pharmaceuticals to advanced technology.
Are they just a group of politicians meeting to discuss ways of moving society forward?
Or are they up to something darker?
An unofficial group of the world's most influential leaders and most dedicated minds who come together once a year in military-guarded secrecy to discuss the inner workings of society and how they would like to see the next year play out on a global scale. It's the Bilderberg Group. The first meeting was held at Hotel Bilderberg, located in the Netherlands in 1954, and since then, members have met annually to discuss matters undisclosed to the general public. While the topic of the first meeting, initiated by Polish political advisor Joseph Rettinger, is public knowledge, it was called to discuss the growth of anti-Americanism in Western Europe, the topics of all future meetings have been kept secret. The group says the reason for the secrecy is so that members are able to speak freely without having to carefully consider how their every word might be interpreted and scrutinized by the media and the masses. However, many other people believe that the reason for the secrecy is to keep the public in the dark about their true topic of discussion, the need for mass assimilation and a new world order.
If the Bilderberg Group really is a front for the new world order, what kind of things would they be involved in? Well, one theory is population control. The idea is that the group wants to reduce the global population to make it easier to manage and control. Keeping the population in check means fewer problems, but aside from less resources to go around, it would also make it much easier for the elite to maintain their power. Makes sense, right? I mean, according to the theory, the Bilderberg Group discusses and plans various methods for population control during their meetings, like promoting wars, spreading diseases, and supporting policies that lead to lower birth rates. Now, this stuff does get pretty sus when you start digging into it. A lot of this theory has its origins in fear-mongering for political gain. You know, all the elites, they support birth control programs because they're a cabal of evil people trying to take over the world. You know, alright. Come at me in the comments if you want. I just, I am skeptical of everything, and that includes not blindly following every single conspiracy theory I read about online.
While the names of Bilderberg Group members are technically available to the public, the list is actually not posted by the group themselves, leading to any information found online about the members list being highly questionable. But here's what I found. Generally, the meetings are attended by 120 to 150 carefully selected individuals. 1/3 of them are political leaders, and the rest are industry, finance, and academic experts from Europe as well as North America. I'm talking a small group of people with a large amount of money and a whole lot of influence on society. Members over the years have included King Juan Carlos I of Spain, former Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands, banker and industrialist Marcus Wallenberg Jr., his grandson Jacob Wallenberg, Boyan Slat of the Ocean Cleanup Project, King William Alexander of the Netherlands, Q Tayanake, Chinese ambassador to the US, Chris Liddell from the Trump administration, Henry Kissinger, and many, many, many more.
Now, the pharmaceutical industry. This is one I'm highly suspicious of. If I were looking to take over the world, I'd probably want to seep my way into the pharmaceutical industry. And that's exactly what some conspiracy theorists think the Bilderberg Group has done. Does the Bilderberg Group have their hands in pharmaceuticals to serve their own interests? Well, even if there isn't some dark cabal controlling everything, I do think there's some fishy stuff going on. There are people at the top benefiting heavily off of Big Pharma, and the idea that they have meetings to discuss and strategize on how to make even more money while keeping sick people sick is really not that far-fetched. Now, I'm not saying I don't believe in medications at all. If you've been having the runs for weeks, go to the doctor. Don't think stones or like crystals or any of that crap is gonna help you with your explosive rear end. Obviously, prescribed medications and whatnot have their place and help make a lot of people's lives easier, but things can go too far. Do I think Western medicine is quick to hand out pills rather than getting to the root cause of a problem? Yeah, in most cases, and I think there's a very good reason for this. It comes down to money, as is so often the case.
Another possible topic of discussion at these meetings, media and therefore mind control through crisis creation. Many critics of the group believe that meetings are actually held to discuss ways to deliberately create or amplify crises such as economic recessions, geopolitical tensions, and social unrest, best to keep the masses busy and further the agendas of the global elite. It is believed that once a crisis is created, the group uses the media to its advantage, putting out false or exacerbated narratives that send the general public into a frenzy and sway their opinions in ways that favor the group, all while keeping them distracted from what's really going on behind the scenes.
Thought we were gonna get through a whole list without talking about aliens? Then you're wrong. Joke's on you, go cry about it. Some people think that when it comes to space, the Bilderberg Group is at the cutting edge, and that not only do they experiment with advanced technology, but have access to information which they decide to disclose or keep hidden. Some people think they could be discussing everything from cutting edge spacecraft to mining operations or colonizing other planets. I mean, if the Bilderberg Group is just the code name for the New World Order, they'd be pulling the strings behind just about everything. And with space being as vast and mysterious as it is, there's a good chance they'd want to know exactly what they're dealing with before disclosing this information to the general public. And yes, I'm talking specifically about aliens in this case.
Secret advancements in science and technology may also be a major discussion point at these meetings. Not only that, but also how the group can use these advancements to their benefit. AI, biotechnology, neurotechnology, and robotics all could be used to brainwash, confuse, weaken, control, and even replace certain members of society. I think this is maybe one of the scariest possibilities, because whether it's coming from the Bilderberg Group or not, it's pretty clear that these things are already happening. Recently, we have seen a spike in the usage of AI used to create deepfakes, misinformation, and to replace certain members of the workforce. Biotechnology and neurotechnology have also come into the spotlight this year, as we witnessed the first Neuralink brain chip being implanted into someone's brain back in January. As for robots, they are becoming more realistic and fear-inducing by the minute. If the Bilderbergs are behind the creations and rise in popularity of these advancements, and their plans are even slightly malicious, I shudder to think of what the world will look like within the next few years. Not promising.
Speaking of advanced technology, the Bilderberg Group may be hiding some of it from the public. There are conspiracies about the Bilderberg Group hiding advanced technology that could change the world as we know it, having secret meetings to decide what inventions they want to suppress from the public, but of course have fun toying around with themselves. Some say they're holding back things like super efficient energy sources or medical breakthroughs, fearing these innovations could mess with the balance of power and profit in industries like oil or, as I mentioned before, pharmaceuticals. I mean, imagine there being a cure for a major disease that's kept quiet because it's not profitable enough to cure it. So they keep it hidden so that people will have to keep buying the medications they're on to manage it. Or maybe there's a device that could make fossil fuels obsolete but never sees the light of day. It's not something I want to believe, but unfortunately people in power often want to keep it that way, and that often also means people below them suffer for it.
Like most secret societies, Bilderberg has been the subject of many controversies regarding occult and ritualistic practices. Many people believe that behind closed doors, the organization routinely takes part in secretive ceremonies to help preserve their power and influence over the global societies. The rituals are said to include satanic symbolism, devil's tongue chanting, and acts of sacrifice, all in an effort to invoke the powers of the devil or other supernatural forces. Why? Well, to control the world, obviously. Of course, there is no way to prove this. I mean, the meetings do take place behind closed doors, guarded by lock and key, and a crap ton of military-trained security guards. I'm starting to see why.
Some folks don't even think our elections are safe from the Bilderberg Group's tampering. Is it possible that a group of influential figures, politicians, businessmen, and media tycoons gather in secret to decide who should win elections across the globe? You know what, why not? Again, not something I want to believe, but it's impossible to fully refute. Aside from the fact that being able to keep something like this secret for so long is an almost Herculean task. I mean, people talk. Get them lit, they talk even more. Things slip out. But some say there have been whistleblowers, which is why we're talking about this now, so who knows. It's not a completely illogical thing to assume, assume, I guess, that the Bilderberg Group meets and talks about strategies to ensure their preferred candidates who either support their agenda or will benefit their bigger plan in some way come to the top.
If you think they should make a build your own burger restaurant and call it Bilderburger, like and comment down below.
Yeah, please do. We'll catch you next time.